Hello everyone, welcome to This Week in Comics. I am Sid and I'm in Comic Connections. With me is...
Pete.
That's right, he got his name correct and everything.
Yes.
We are looking at comics coming out this week, which is the 3rd of October,
yeah. God,
2018.
time.
So week 40 of This Week in Comics. Can you believe that? We're coming up on a year.
Week 6
we've been
is
doing
it
this.
of Pete's Week in Comics, or...?
No one counts that anymore.
Okay.
It got too confusing. Too many numbers.
All right.
What do you want? Do you want legacy numbers? We could have Pete's number and then legacy. No. Okay, let's get into comics. So one of the articles that was doing the rounds last week was, is this the end of DC Rebirth and the new positive approach that DC was having to comics? Well, given the events of Batman issue 55 and Heroes in Crisis, it would be acceptable to think that perhaps the positive age of DC is again over. And that's why my pick of comics this week is Nightwing issue 50. So it's been 2 weeks since issue 55 of Batman came out. I'm sure you're all aware now that Dick takes a bullet to his head. Full JFK style. He's alive, but he has no idea who he is. He doesn't know he's Dick Grayson. He's just a guy called Richard, and he wants the Bat family to leave him alone. He doesn't want to do this. He just wants to be left to do his own thing. So it's quite a bold reinvention.
Literally, because he
shaved his head. Yeah. It's quite a bold reinvention for the character. I know there's been a lot of flack against that because people really love the legacy characters like Dick Grayson, Wally West, Roy Harper.
At least Kyle's all right, eh?
Yeah, Tim Drake.
Tim Drake, yeah, Connor.
Yeah. At least they brought back Bart Allen. It's not going to end well, is it?
No, I can't
it's
see
not
it
going to end well.
No.
So if you've not done Nightwing before or ever, this could be a good chance to get into it. Obviously, it's spinning out of Tom King's awesome Batman run, which is one of our best-selling DC books. So you might want to give Nightwing a look.
The good thing is, you won't need to know any backstory, because he doesn't know it
either.
He
doesn't know it either.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
It's issue 1, legacy number 1 of 1 ever. He doesn't know.
Issue 50.
It's not though, is it? You're right. I like your...
Okay.
If ever there was a reboot needed, it's like just the first 49 issues don't exist. Yeah. We've been talking about this for a while now.
Okay, let's move on.
All right.
So last week,
yes,
there was that cat comic that you liked. What was that called?
Garfield.
No, the one with about the women and the cats and stuff.
Oh, Man-Eaters.
Man-Eaters. And
Sold out?
Sold out. I mentioned that it should have had a foil cover. DC heard me. Foil covers, baby.
Man-Eaters did have a foil cover, but they solicited it after and I missed it.
For goodness sake. At least you got them with Green Arrow issue 45. Now, DC are doing a number of different foil covers this month, aren't they?
They are, yeah. Most of their titles this month. Just as they've really got people into variant covers, they decided, right, let's get a crack at getting the normal cover shifted again. Let's make them more foil. Full 90s style. But you haven't just picked that one because it's foil, have you, Pete?
I haven't. This, Green Arrow 45, ties into Heroes in Crisis because there was a significant death from the Arrow family in said book. And this is kind of the fallout of that. So,
interestingly, from when I order in previews, this was the only title marked Heroes in Crisis tie-in. Everything else is just regular comic. Like Nightwing issue 50 doesn't say Batman 55 tie-in, but this was specifically denoted as, which is why I predicted one of the deaths.
Right.
Yeah. So we're presuming you haven't seen Heroes in Crisis yet, because we're being nice. But right at the end of the video, we're just going to do a whole heap of spoilers, so look out for that.
For the past 50 years of comics, spoiler dump.
Spoiler dump.
But yeah, if you're buying Heroes in Crisis, if you just want to try out Green Arrow, check it before you wreck it.
Hey Pete, remember John McCrea?
Yes.
He's still drawing comics.
Excellent. Is it Hitman?
No, but it is about a hitman.
Ah.
It's called Dead Rabbit issue 1, and it's a guy who has retired from a life of crime, and then everything in his life just goes hideously wrong, and he's like, right, I'm going to get back into crime again. But someone, a gang lord who he wronged back when he was the Dead Rabbit, is like, oh, he's back out of retirement, let's go and mess him up. Ooh. So, yeah, not starting at 0, this guy. He's starting with a heavy deficit.
Starting with issue 1. Against
the mob. So, if you want some gritty noir crime, drawn by actually one of my favourite artists. I mean, I'm used to seeing him do Garth Ennis stuff. It does take a second to realise this isn't Garth Ennis writing this book. Instead, it's been written by Jerry Duggan, who's been doing great stuff on...
That's Jim Duggan.
That's Jim Duggan. Yeah. He's been doing great stuff on Guardians of the Galaxy and Infinite Countdown and Deadpool. So if you've read any of those books and you want to try some creator-owned crime with a bit of a noir bent, Dead Rabbit.
Right, I'm pretty upset about this next one.
Right.
I feel I've been missold.
Okay. What's what?
Superman Blank.
Yep.
Issue 1. Now, I assumed this was the much anticipated Superman Grosse Point Blank crossover, where
finally.
Superman and Martin Blank team up.
For the 20-year school reunion.
But look, the cover would make you think that. Superman Blank.
Well, I'm seeing this bit down here that says 24-hour comic day.
Look.
Had to explain to Glyn what that was. It's been going since 1990. Yeah.
They forgot to fill it in with the Grosse Point Blank crossover story.
So what this is, Pete, let me explain it. 24-hour comic day has been going since 1990. It was a thought experiment created by Scott McCloud, thinking, is it possible to create an entire comic in a day? So a 24-hour page comic with a cover. You write, you draw, you ink, and you're not going to have time to colour, let's be realistic. It's going to be black and white.
Unless you do a really bad job.
Yeah. So I've always been a big fan of people who experiment with comics. I love Scott McCloud because of making comics and understanding comics. Eric Larson's a guy who regularly joins in on this, and he actually has released some of his 24-hour comics before.
Nice.
And they're surprisingly good considering the time frame we're dealing with. So they've done a bit of a push this year, and they've done Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman blanks. We do have the blanks in store should you want them, so you can try your hand at creating a comic in 24 hours. Take longer if you want. Who's going to know?
Or just do what I do and buy it because it's got Superman written on it.
So you're going to bag and board that, put it in a box.
Yep. Don't even have to read it.
And that's a third of your week's comics read already.
Put it with One Man JLA. Not read that either. Still own it.
Do you know what it reminds me of? The Wisdom of Lobo. There's a test. Leave a comment below if you know why that's similar to Wisdom of Lobo.
Blank. Send us in your completed comics.
Don't. I'm not reading them. Do you know what I like, Pete?
No.
I like when What If comics were done in one.
Oh, yeah.
Not 5-issue miniseries based on an event miniseries like House of M that you've already read.
Just read it. And no, I haven't just read it, but normally they do them just after it's finished.
I don't get it. It's like, here's a fictional take on a fictional story we've already told. When you do it in one issue and you go right back to the beginning of a character and you say, what if Flash Thompson became Spider-Man? And I know I'm only in it for 22 pages. I'll give that a look.
Perfect.
So, yeah, it's good to see him go back to the old format. I've always been a fan of What Ifs. Yeah, that's about all I can say about this. What I will say in addendum is they're also reprinting some of the classic What Ifs as this month's True Believers theme. So if you want to check out such classic What If stories that will never ever happen in the comics, crazy stuff like what if Jane Foster became Thor? Or what if the clone from Spider-Man returned? Just insane stuff that you would never ever do in the regular comics.
Weird.
For £1.
Bargain.
Yeah. For a complete story.
Flash Thompson probably just be a bit of a dick.
Yep. It's all about dicks in comics these days.
Certainly is. Unless you're Dick Grayson, then he's gone the other way.
Yeah.
Got rid of his dick. So, the X-Men are getting a bit of a relaunch with Uncanny X-Men coming back in just a few weeks' time, I do believe.
Good.
Yes. And that means the end of books such as X-Men Blue, X-Men Gold, and X-Men Red.
Wow.
Latest taters. But to see you into the Uncanny X-Men, they're doing a few one-shots about the villains, I do believe. X-Men Black. And this first one features on everyone's favourite metal-based mutant, Magneto.
Not that into metal.
Oh, is he not? He's more
prefers
folk.
kind of classical.
Yeah, makes sense.
When he's playing chess with Prof X, I don't really listen to Metallica. That would be weird.
So,
as you were.
X-Men Magneto brings back Super X-Men writer Chris Claremont. He did some great stuff in the 80s and early 90s.
He was great in the 80s.
He sure was. He did a lot of the big X-Men stories like the Phoenix Saga, which is being made into a movie which has been delayed yet again.
That could be good.
Yeah.
The delay, not the film.
Right, okay.
The film's going to be rubbish.
Yeah, it'd be awful.
Yeah.
But if you're a fan of Chris Claremont, or if you just want to learn a bit more about the villains before the new series of Uncanny X-Men hits, this is the way to do it. The X-Men Black one-shots, starting with Magneto. And a little bit of Apocalypse, just there.
Do you know why I like this?
No.
It's only a bloody J. Scott Campbell cover.
And it's not drawn of a woman.
No, and it's a regular price. So, and it's not going to sell out on the website before you get a chance to log in.
Ooh,
or sale while it's in your basket and you're trying to pay. So, X-Men Black. Here's a few things you won't know what they are.
Okay.
My Chemical Romance.
I do know of them.
But you don't
I don't.
partake.
No.
Umbrella Academy.
Heard of it.
Yeah.
Don't know what
The
it means.
fabulous sex lives of the Killjoys.
Oh no, I don't even know. I heard of that one.
Gerard Way.
I've heard of him.
Well, Gerard Way is back where he started in comics at Dark Horse, doing the 3rd Umbrella Academy series. And you know what? They've all been surprisingly good sellers. For me, I love the art as well. Gabriel Bard does a great job on all these books. Always reminded me of kind of an Elseworlds Hellboy.
Right.
That's the best way to describe it. You can see from the art. I'm not showing you. I'm showing Pete. There's definitely Mignola quality to it. You already know, if you're a Gerard Way fan, there's a whole heap of them. I hear the queues the year where he went to True Believers were just out the door, around the block, and back again. So brings in the peeps, does Gerard Way. So this is one to tell your non-comic book reading fans about, friends about. So if you read comics and you watch this video and your friends are like, oh, I don't read comics, but I really like My Chemical Romance, if that incredibly limited set of circumstances lines up with your life experience, tell them about the Umbrella Academy issue 1, volume 3. Are you all out?
I'm out.
You're out. I've still got one more to talk about.
Oh.
That is the Superior Octopus, issue 1. I'm going to show you the very nice Young Guns cover, because I like it when Dr. Octopus is just a fat old dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Rather than Spider-Man with arms.
Spider-Man's got arms.
Well, yes, he does have arms.
He does. For the Nintendo Switch.
I'm reading this because I read Spider-Man books. I like the idea of doing a one-shot to kind of wrap that thing up, but really this is an issue 0. Let's be honest. This is a prelude to Superior Spider-Man #1. Again, they're going back to the well. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I kind of feel the story was good. I kind of feel the story is done. And I kind of feel they should leave the story there. What do you guys think? Agree? Disagree? Leave a comment below.
Trade paperback time.
Yes, it is.
I'm going to recommend you one I've not read, but I should have. It's Batman White Knight from the DC Black Label.
DC Black Label.
That's right. Originally didn't come out as part of the DC Black Label, but because it'll probably help sell books from that imprint, they've decided to stamp that on White Knight.
Probably the best comics ever made.
But if you don't know what White Knight is, it's Sean Murphy doing what Sean Murphy does, which is very interesting. Books with very cool art. And it's basically if Joker went good, from what I understand.
If Joker went good, yep.
So, yeah.
And Harley were awesome.
Multiple Harleys.
2 Harleys. It's been a year. That's not a spoiler.
People love Harley, so 2 for the price of 1.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
It's
but I'm
amazing.
definitely going to give this a read because I've been recommended it by everyone. You've put it up there with the likes of Watchmen.
I don't know if I've put it up with the likes of... I'd certainly put it up with the likes of Dark Knight Returns.
Okay.
And yeah, Killing Joke. Just below Killing Joke, maybe.
Right.
That's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of them do you get in a lifetime?
Not many. But yeah, unlike the previous DC Black Label, there are no areas of Batman shown that you haven't seen before.
This is correct. So this is just reprinting the regular 8 issues as they first came out. There are talks that they will be doing an uncensored version down the line, probably in hardcover. I'm not presuming Batwang for that, but a little bit of Joker Bottom, a little bit of Harley Boob. So if that's your thing, it's European comics, isn't it? That's why I always say, oh, it's European. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. It's good. You're going to enjoy that. Let me know what you think.
I'll read it. It's unlike anything we've seen before.
Who said that?
Nerdist.
Don't know who that is. Or if they get as many views as we do.
No.
My graphic novel pick this week is The Avengers. Reprinting the first 6 issues of Jason Aaron's new run. Yeah, it is the first 6. And stuff from the Free Comic Book Day special.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, look, I've talked about this a lot. It's a really nice, fun book. I don't imagine it's going to sell well for us in trade. You know why?
Everyone's bought it.
Everyone's got it in comics. But if you haven't, you can.
Ed McGuinness as well.
It's not too late. Yeah, it's a beautiful book. It's dealing with the 1 million year BC Avengers. So there's always been Avengers, Pete, going way back.
Wow.
Yeah. Mind-blowing stuff. Huh. And it's going to tie into Jason Aaron's forerun because, yeah, it's Jason Aaron. He's writing both. Why wouldn't you? I'm going to stop talking because my voice has gone.
Ooh. So, that brings us to the end of this week's video. All the comics we spoke about, and plenty of others, not just those ones. There's loads of good stuff out this week, and from previous weeks, still on shelves. So head to your local comic shop. All these new books are out on October the 3rd, 2018. If you're local to Banbury, come to us in Comic Connections. If not, just go to your local shop, support them, buy all your books, get your orders in, do all that fun stuff. While you're there, you can even pick up a few freebies, such as Marvel Universe, featuring a preview of what we spoke about earlier, the Uncanny X-Men issue 1. DC Nation, the news equivalent from DC, is also out. So yeah, they're both free in all good comic shops. That's generally it. Sid can't speak anymore.
No, it's gone.
Oh, we can?
Yeah, not really.
You sound like
It's a
the
bit
fella
Derek,
from
isn't it?
Derek.
Yeah.
Okay, well that just leaves me to say good night and good luck. Buy so many comics you need to take them home in a truck.
Mind the show.
How long's that been there?
A while.